So as an entrepreneur, you know there are going to be bumps in the road and you're ready to persevere. Are you? Do you know how you're going to do that? We'll talk about it. Stay tuned.
Inspired with Christopher Williams is sponsored by Williams Enterprise.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inspired with Christopher Williams. I am your host, Christopher Williams, navigator and motivator with you on a path to accomplishing your goals and achieving your dreams. Thank you, as always, to everybody tuning in to the show, everybody who's bringing somebody with them to tune into the show as well. All the kind words, the comments, likes, shares, all of that. You know, on any platform you're on, whether that be Facebook or Instagram or whatever else you're using. Thank you very much for at least taking your time out of your day to tune in to the Inspired with Christopher Williams show. We really appreciate the kind words, the feedback that you guys are giving us, letting us know that we're making a difference in your lives, whether that be professionally or personally. Just knowing that we're providing you with the content that you need to get yourself to the next level means a lot to us. I mean, that's really the only reason we're here, right? To help you guys move forward, to help you guys go to that next level and your goals or your dreams, whatever that is. So for us, it's about you knowing that somebody cares enough to invest this time into you to go forward and to pursue what you really are passionate about doing. And we appreciate you guys letting us know that. Always like I said, continue to keep the comments coming, the information that you're sharing with me. Like I said, because I know we're sharing, right? I'm sharing this with you. You share your feedback, what you want with me. So keep that coming. Facebook.com/Williams Inc. Christopher at OneWilliamsEnterprises.com. The Instagram page, Williams_Enterprises. And also through the website, OneWilliamsEnterprises.com. I'm always available. Let me know what you think. Let your friends know what you think about the show. Let them try to prove you wrong. Oh, this guy ain't doing all that. Let me see what he's doing on this show. Hey, we'll take care of that part. You just bring them. That's all we need. We're going to continue with this segment we're doing called Perseverance. Okay, and I thought this was very important because, like I said before, we're all at some point or another we've all done. Taking part in this, we've all done this, and we probably didn't even know what we were doing. We were just saying, well, I done started it, I got to finish it, right? Whether that be business, whether that be personal, whether that be with people or something or someone, we've all had to do it, right? Some people figure, well, we didn't want to quit, so we just kept going. Well, you're persevering. That's a big part of life. That's a very important trait to have because not everybody's like you. Not everybody's gonna continue doing it. Some people, hey, I ain't feeling that no more. I'm out. So sometimes you got to realize the good qualities you have, and that speaks volumes to you. But we're gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna recap a lot of that kind of stuff. We're gonna talk about what perseverance is. We're gonna talk about where perseverance starts. I know a lot of times people don't even realize, well, at what point do I need to kick it in overdrive a little bit more to get to that next level? Or at what point should I be not thinking about how hard it is? Or, where do all these things start? So we're going to recap on those. And we're also going to let you know how you should really be looking at this thing. Perspective is a huge part in anything you're doing. Sometimes you have to get out of your own perspective and just see things from another perspective, right? Even if that means just literally getting up for a second and coming back to it. That's a huge part of it. So we're going to do a quick recap, and then we're going to continue to move forward. So I hope you have your handy-dandy pen and your favorite notebook. Remember, this is a sharing class, all right? So you take your notes, you let your partner next to you see them because they can benefit from them too. We're all trying to get A's in this class, all right? So keep that in mind, right? But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and move forward. So, perseverance, what is it? Well, remember from the last episode, we kind of outlined our own very simple understanding of what perseverance is. Remember, it's running your race, continuing to run your race in spite of the hurdles that may come along the way. And that applies to everything. It's not just about business. It's not just about your entrepreneurial goals. It's about life in general, right? How can I keep the focus of my life in line despite the many obstacles that may come my way, the many hurdles that I may have to get over to become who I want to become in life, achieve what I want to achieve, or just, continue to be who I want to be. How do I get over those hurdles, right? We talked about the idea of it being a mindset. Okay, we have to think, we have to think positive about it. We have to think that we're going to get over whatever this obstacle is, whatever this hurdle of life or of business is. That way, we've already won mentally. That way, all we have to do is to put action behind our thoughts, and we can move forward. So it's as much of about a mindset as it is about any kind of action that you're going to do, any kind of thing that you're going to try to do to accomplish or overcome something. It all starts in your mind, okay? It all starts on how you see it. Somebody or two people can see one scenario two different ways, and they can basically go about handling or accomplishing whatever goal in two different ways, and the outcome be completely different. But the hurdle was the same, but it all starts in how both parties sees it. One party sees it as, well, I gotta, this is in the way. I gotta kind of figure out what's going to happen. The other person may see it, hey, this is something I can learn, that I can take information from, and I can go to the next level. So mindset is just as big as anything else when it comes to perseverance. Also, it involves big picture thinking. Okay, remember, like we said, you have to see the big picture. It's not always about what you're going through right now. It's about how that plays a part of the bigger picture of your goal, of your dreams, of your life and where you want to be and how far in life you want to go. So don't always focus on the little details, right? Because it's all about of the bigger masterpiece. It's all about of the bigger picture. Okay? Now you've said, okay, Chris, I get it. I get it. It's a mindset. I get it. It's this, it's that. I got to get over this hurdle. I understand all that. So what in the world do I need to do next? Okay, I got this perseverance thing. I understand it. I know where it starts. But, I mean, how do I do it? Is this something that I can actually do? Is there an action behind this? Something I can touch, whatever the case may be? I'm glad you asked, because we're going to get into that now. Well, when you think of perseverance and you think of, well, how in the world do I do? What are some tips? What are some tools I can take with me to get myself to that next level, or get over the hurdles of my life or the hurdles of my business? Well, the first thing you can do is remember why you even got into business, or remember why you started down this course, okay? And I say that because of this. Sometimes when you start off doing something, you're so passionate about it, you're so strong, and you're so motivated that there's literally nothing that can stop you from going down that path, right? No matter if somebody tried to tell you that, hey, it's a huge wall down there, you may want to reconsider. You're so passionate about doing this. You're so ready and motivated that you just have that, you just have that essence about you that said, I'm going to get through anything. So you have to tap back into that power, okay? That's power that you have. You have to tap back into that so that you can continue to keep yourself going. Remember why you started, right? And if you're at a point in your business that you're actually, you've readjusted yourself from when you started to having a new direction, tap into that actually, because that's going to be what keeps you motivated. That's going to be what keeps you going. Tapping into that power allows you to mentally recall, hey, this is something that's bigger than me. Okay? Sometimes you have to realize that certain things are not about the right now. They're about the 10 years from now. Certain things are about the 5, 10, 15 years from now. I know one thing that my father used to always try to instill in me is that, what? One day, you're going to remember this. And I always took that as I got older. And I was like, well, why in the world was I trying to remember so much? Why is he, whatever. I'm going to school. I remember enough. What I had to remember is that some things you're setting in place and you're so passionate about it that it's not about you as much as it is about the next generation. As much as it is about somebody else learning from what you're going through. So that's why tapping into your why you got involved with whatever you're doing in the first place. That's why that's so important. On top of that, you also want to remember this. Well, who's helped me along the way? Okay? You may have had, anybody from an investor to a close relative to a cousin or, maybe somebody just out in cyberspace responding to a GoFundMe account, There's something about these people and what you believe in that, that basically help you get where you are right now. So remembering these people will let you know, hey, it's not only me that believes in this vision or this goal that I'm trying to, to accomplish. It's not only me that's trying to persevere. Somebody else is actually also trying to persevere through me, or else they wouldn't have invested their time, their talent, their treasure into me to support me going forward. Okay. So not only do you want to remember why you got started, you want to remember who also has helped you along the way. Doing these two things will definitely make sure that They're not things that are going to just shoot you over the hurdle, but they're going to give you enough to maybe take that next step. Okay, maybe give you enough energy to get that leg over that hurdle. Maybe give you enough energy to keep going towards it. Right? You just never know. But these are two things that are definitely going to assist you with going forward. Okay, so now that we got those two things out of the way, we're going to talk about this as well. Sometimes when you're getting over those hurdles and you're trying to persevere through whatever the situation may be, sometimes, we get into the idea of, once again, like I said before, perspective, right? How we see it, what we see when we look at it, how we feel it to be, what we're looking at, okay? Perspective. So, one thing you can do to assist yourself in continuing to persevere through whatever the obstacle, whatever the challenge, is see it for what it is, okay? Don't dress it up to be some huge problem, some huge thing. Don't give it more credit than it deserves, basically, okay? We all have mountains to climb in life and business, but one way we can keep ourselves in the mindset that we can still move that mountain, that we can still accomplish that goal, is just see it for what it is, right? So to you, it may just be a setback, right? If it's a setback, then let it be a setback. Don't see it as something that's going to truly stop you from moving forward, that's going to truly give you reason to just stop completely. If it's a setback, see it that way. Because when you mentally, conceptualize it as a setback, you now automatically start seeing ways around it, okay? Some things, when you see them for what they are, they provide answers in themselves, believe it or not. If I'm seeing something as a setback, I'm automatically saying, okay, well, how can I make this something that's going to be a setup for something better, right? So if I see it for what it is, that's going to give me more motivation to get around it or get over it than just let it just stop my progress altogether. Another thing that you can do is seek counsel from somebody in your inner circle. There's nothing wrong with getting somebody else's opinion, okay? Now, I know you may say, well, hey, they ain't on the same road I'm on. I don't know if I want them to know what I'm doing, But that's the wrong mentality to have, right? You got to remember, they're in your inner circle for a reason, right? If they weren't trustworthy, then I would hope you wouldn't have them in your inner circle in the first place. But if they're in your inner circle, then they have value, okay? They have value, whether that be something that they're investing in you other than their time and their talent. They could be investing money in you, which is great. They're investing money in you. You definitely want them in your inner circle. But if they're investing, their emotions into what you're going through, they're investing their resources. Resources aren't always money either. But these are people that you should always be able to go to and just get a perspective, get an opinion from. And not only that, they're going to appreciate your struggle for what it is. They're not going to see you as, oh, this guy just coming to me wanting to pick my brain about something that's not real. They're going to see you as the aspiring entrepreneur. They're going to see you as the successful, friend, the successful, coworker, partner, whatever you may be, or whatever that relationship may be. But they're going to see you for what you are, and that's somebody who's a mover and a shaker, somebody that's really trying to achieve something and go above and beyond the given status quo of whatever you're dealing with. So never be afraid to reach out to these people, talk to them, letting them know where you stand with what you're going through. Sometimes you never know. They may have been in that same situation before. Believe it or not, we're not all that different of people. We may go through things. We may be different ethnicities, different nationalities, whatever the case may be. But life is going to present its own struggle and challenges to all of us, right? The difference is how we handle it, okay? So when you look for people in your inner circle to bounce ideas off of, you got to remember that these are people who've also had experiences on their own. And they can provide different perspectives as well to kind of maybe even refocus you a little bit. Sometimes we can be so focused on what we have going on around us, just in our little bubble, that we may be missing, the answer right on the outside of our bubble, right? And somebody who's with us along the journey may be able to say, hey, man, why don't you just do this? It's right there. So don't be afraid to reach out to these people in your inner circle as well, as they're going to provide valuable feedback for you to move forward. Another thing you want to remember as well is to take your time, okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Take your time, right? These things, these hurdles, these obstacles that you're going through, they're all coming because you're doing something different, okay? You got to remember, we're in this situation because we're trying to do something that's never been done, okay? Now, whether that's either you or in your family or in your inner circle or your group of friends, This is something that's never been done, right? So we're having to persevere through things that we've never seen before. Okay, so you don't rush anything that you really don't know, what's going on, right? Because in the midst of you trying to fix it or go, get over it, you could be making it worse if you rush it. So take your time if needed. Okay, not everything is going to come overnight. What you're trying to do with yourself, what you're trying to do with your business, that's not an overnight process, right? I mean, anything that's worth it is going to take time. Anything of value is going to take time. You have to realize this. This is in regards to obstacles that you face as well. Not only have you never encountered these things, but you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what's, down the road from this. You don't know what's coming at you at the same time. Sometimes problems are multifaceted, okay? So don't rush them. Take your time. Not only do you want to see them for what they are, but you want to see if you can see all the aspects of it as well. Just because you can't, get over it at one time doesn't mean that you can't take your time to breathe it all in, okay? When you do this, that gives you an opportunity to not only see what you're going through, but it also allows you time to see the side effects, or it may also allow you to see what's attached to the problem. And that's why, this whole perseverance thing is so important, because the whole word itself, it kind of hints to an idea of a long-term process, right? You're persevering, so you're not necessarily just getting over it and done. You're having to persevere through things. You're having to take the time to move forward. You're having to take the time to not only overcome something, but you want to make sure the problem is done, right? You don't want the problem to come back. You don't want the problem to keep reoccurring, because if you do that, then you didn't really fix anything. You only put a Band-Aid on it so that it starts to feel better or something, right? But when you persevere, you want to make sure that you're doing what you do to get over the problem, get over the hurdle. And you also don't want to end up in the same position later on down the road. So that's why you want to take your time with these things. Don't worry about if you're wasting time. Don't worry about if somebody's saying, oh, you're just scared, you're just taking baby steps, whatever the case may be. They don't know what you're going through because they're not trying to persevere through it with you, all right? So just remember, take your time if you need to. Breathe in all the issue, breathe in all of that hurdle. See it for what it is. That way, when you make your next step, you're making that next step in confidence. Okay, you're not being timid. You're not, tipping a toe in the water, feeling around, seeing what's going on. But you're able to make that step in authority. You're able to say, all right, I'm done. Let's go to something else. That's what you want to have, and that's where perseverance is really going to help you out. And in addition to that, just realize this as well. Just because you're trying to get over one hurdle doesn't mean that you can't also keep the next goal in the back of your mind, because this is also one of the things that's going to help propel you forward. If you've already kind of set your mind on something additional, or set your mind on an even higher goal, there's something in you that's going to say, well, if I don't get past this, I'm not going to be able to achieve what's next, right? So use that as well. Sometimes setting those goals that are attainable and setting those goals that are not too big to where you can't accomplish them, but at the same time attainable enough so that you have to work a little harder for them. Sometimes setting those things are going to actually be your ammo to get over these hurdles of life, right? These are things that are going to be your energy to persevere and to move forward and to strive and to, achieve. So as you're trying to get around these hurdles and get over these things, remember, those other goals that you have, sitting in the wings, they're not going to accomplish themselves, right? They're going to rely on you to accomplish them. So make sure that you're remembering that as you're trying to get over that next hurdle or, climb that wall. And I guarantee you're going to be in a better position to not only jump over this hurdle, but get over the next hurdle, right? When you're doing this, sometimes there are hurdles back to back to back. But if I can figure out how to do one, the next problem I have or the next hurdle may not be too different from the one I just got through jumping. So these are all things that are going to not only keep you moving forward, but hey, they're going to put you in a better position. They're going to make you stronger of a person, of an entrepreneur. And guess what? You'll be able to accomplish just about anything.
Meet Shelley. She can make a Labradoodle look like, well, either one. And she's a marketer. Shelley uses constant contact email to spread the word about her services, whether it's staying in touch with her regular customers or reaching brand new ones. It works for Shelley, and her clients are delighted. Shelley's a marketer, and all it took was constant contact. Try it free.
Visita provides a complete business calendar, fully integrated with your client scheduling experience. You can view and manage your daily schedule and any upcoming meetings, and most importantly, schedule new appointments and follow-ups with your clients. Using Visita Calendar for client scheduling will save you time and deliver a better service to your clients. Visita Calendar automatically syncs with your existing calendar on Google, Outlook, iPhone, and more.
I want to take some time to thank our sponsors for helping make the show possible. We bring you guys so much important content, so much truly beneficial content, not only to the entrepreneurs out there that tune in, but also anybody who's trying to just achieve some type of goal, whether that be business or professional or personal in that aspect, that we really couldn't imagine not being able to bring you this content. So we want to thank our sponsors because they're the ones that truly helped make this possible. So thank you to them, and thank you to anybody out there who's even thinking about considering to sponsor the show. Our potential sponsors that are tuning in, we want to thank you guys as well. We do a lot of great work here as far as not only inspiring people to dream again, but allowing people to know that somebody's out there who concerns about them achieving their goals and going to that next level in life or in business. So we want to thank you in advance for hopefully your sponsorship and also just you considering sponsoring the show. Today's point of power is called "There's Victory in Defeat." There's victory in defeat. Now, I'm sure all of us has had one moment, in life, whether that be business or professionally, where we missed the mark some way or another, right? I mean, we may have been reaching out to do a project, a huge project we were given or trying to do for, a sponsor or an owner, and it just fell a little short. Or it may just be something personal, right? You wanted to achieve something, or anybody out there in fitness wanted to gain or lose a few pounds, whatever the case may be, and you just barely missed it, right? It happens, okay? You've given your best. You've done the best that you could do. You put your best foot forward. You left it all out there, right? You did your best, but you just came up a little short. How in the world, or for that matter, is there any victory in that? And it is, okay? There's victory in knowing that you've done all you could do about something. Even though you may have fallen a little short, there's just this feeling there that knows that, hey, I've done all I can do in this situation, right? I've given it my best shot. I put everything I know and maybe some of what somebody else knows into this thing, into this project, into this or that. And for whatever reason, it may have come up just a sad bit short. But there's true power in that. And most of us miss that because we're so hung up on the fact that we didn't accomplish what we want to accomplish or we didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve. So the idea is that even if, right, on the rare chances, even if you come up short, you miss the mark, you just don't get it right the first time, instead of truly getting down on yourself about it, harness the power in that moment, okay? Because what you have at that moment is an opportunity to not only take in what was done wrong, right? Because guess what? You don't know how to fix something if you don't know what you did wrong, right? But you now have the opportunity to know exactly what you did wrong. Whether that be, I joke people, I say you zigged where you should have zagged, or, whether you went right instead of going left, or whatever the case may be. You now know that what you did was just a little different than what you should have done. Not only do you have that opportunity, but you now know, or you now have that power to say, you know what, there's another opportunity out there and I can try again. Okay? And the reason that's a point of power is because unless you realize that you can, if you did it and you got so close, that I can take that same energy, apply it to what I now know to be the right way, and I can do it again. Unless you take that opportunity to truly harness that power and that energy, it goes away. Okay? It's just like a temporary moment in time where you literally are caught in between what could have been and what is, right? But in that moment in time, there's a lot, that power sits there, and all you have to do is reach out and grab it and harness it. and apply it to yourself to say, you know what, instead of giving up, instead of saying, you know what, I did it, that's it, I'm done. Take that power, take that knowledge that you now have, take that energy that you now have to know, hey, if I try this again, I'm most likely going to nail it, right? Take that power, take that energy, take that knowledge that you now have about whatever it is, and just put it in and just propel yourself forward. Because I guarantee you, if you go after whatever you're doing one more time or again, I guarantee you're going to nail it, right? And not only that, you're going to look back and say, well, guess what? I may not have got it right the first time, but I now know how not to do it. Okay? And sometimes that means a lot more than nailing it right just off the first occasion. I mean, because let's think about it. Even though you now know, or you know that you did something right, there are times where you may have not have been as profitable doing it if you got it right the first time, that you will never know. Why? Because you got it right. Right? Okay, so as far as you know, hey, I can just do this again and I get it right again. And I get it right again, I get it right again. But unless you have that opportunity to know all the mistakes you made and all the times where you may have not have capitalized on something or someone, because, you know, value is not only in money, it's in people, right? You may have somebody in your circle that you didn't get their perspective on, and who knows what the case may have been. But what you do know, what you now know is that, hey, I figured out this doesn't work. Okay, so not only do I know that, I can tell anybody else, hey, coming up behind me, hey man, this don't work. You know, and sometimes that's what somebody else may need, right? Oh man, that was first on my list. I gotta now check that on off. Well, at least I checked it off now. So it's power in that moment. Okay, there's victory in that moment. There's victory in those shortcomings, and there's victory in defeat. You just have to take hold of it, and you have to harness it, and you have to put it right where it belongs, and that's right in your heart, right in your, you know, your mindset. Like we've been talking about perseverance, you got to put it in your mindset, because the minute you think, I can now do this, or I now know what I didn't know before to accomplish whatever goal I'm trying to accomplish, the sooner you're starting to now put that in your spirit to say, you know what, I got one more time at me, and I'm going to nail it, because now they done messed up and told me what I did wrong, so now I know how to do it right. And the minute you do that, hey, there's nothing in your way now. Now that's you getting over that hurdle and all the next hurdles, right? Because somebody done told you how to get over the hurdles. So keep that in your mind. Keep that as a part of who you are, and keep that as a part of, you know, what makes you you. You know, a lot of times we go through things, we may fall, we may try to get over walls and obstacles, and we may fall a few times. But guess what? When we get up, we now have that experience, and that becomes who we are, and that becomes the person people know us to be, as people who are resilient. Right? We're resilient, we can get over things, we can accomplish anything, and we can truly harness the power in our shortcomings that'll propel us forward. And if nothing else, that's inspiring enough. Okay? I want to thank you guys for tuning into today's show. A lot of information we were able to share, we were able to, you know, take a lot of good notes, and somebody who don't even know it are going to be able to get a whole bunch of information from you in the next couple of days, because you done got it from here. So, like I said, we've laid a lot of foundation for you guys as far as if you're trying to achieve something, if you're trying to accomplish something personal or professional. And I think, you know, I feel empowered myself. So I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So, you know, don't just keep it for yourself. Share it with other people. Let them know what we're doing here on the show. Let them know what you've learned. Let them know what the show is all about. And always reach out to me, and let them know they can reach out to me as well. Facebook.com/Williams Inc. Christopher at OneWilliamsEnterprises.com. The Instagram page, Williams_Enterprises. And you can always check out the website, OneWilliamsEnterprises.com. Always available whenever you need me. Drop me a line. Or you can, hey, like we've been saying, leave a comment on the shows, BizLinks TV, or online, YouTube. Just leave us a comment. We'll do our best to filter those as well, and get any kind of concerns or any kind of suggestions. Always taking suggestions from you guys. Like I said, that's a big part of what we do here as well. You tell us what you want to hear. We try to bring you that information with our knowledge in mind as well. So keep it coming. Keep letting us know what you want, and we're going to keep providing you what you need. So until next time, stay inspired.